Good afternoon. Anybody here or anybody here who feels like commenting? Because it's totally fine if you don't. You can engage at the level you feel comfortable. Right now, it's showing me that nobody's here, but that may or may not be true. It's very warm today. I am like not living my best life. I am. I realize because of the way my hair is, it looks like I'm not wearing clothing. I am just not like a full shirt. Anyway, so I I had hoped that I might commit a craft today, but now I'm wondering if maybe I just want to get a cold pack, an ice pack, and put it on the back of my neck and eat ice cream for the next couple of hours. I will say that when it comes to the 10 minutes of unpleasant chores, the 10 minutes of yuck, as Nicole refers to it, uh, I feel like everything I do today is yuck because just it's so humid and disgusting and claggy and ugh. So that's where I'm coming from. And let's see. So I think today I do have some books to share at some point. And I went to a words are hard when it's this hot. Thinking is making me break a sweat. Um, I went to Old Saybrook, which is on the shore, and they were having a library sale. And I went there on Thursday, so almost a week ago. And also in Old Saybrook is a fancy cheese shop. So I went to the fancy cheese shop. So that was nice. Anyway, I picked up some books and let's see, what else did I do? Oh, and then I think it was Monday, I went to my local library and they have like a permanent book sale situation in one corner of the library. And I did pick up a few books there, which, yeah. So that's what I have to share if people are here and interested. And I also don't have my act together, in case you hadn't guessed. Uh, I want to do my Spain craft now that we're in Canada for Bee's armchair traveling. Stacy's here, and she says hello at work, so I'll be in and out. Hi, Stacy, in and out. I hope the kitties are fine. Um, anyway, yeah. So, but I don't have it with me. I did have to spend some time. I'm doing a Mod Podge kind of thing, and I had to spend some time trying to find some brushes. Had to go up into the attic for that. That was not great. Not a fan. It's insulated up there, but it's still, of course, not climate controlled. So it was very hot and sticky and gross. So, but I found the brushes that I needed. And so but I did that and I didn't get the craft. I don't even know where I put it. This is the craft that I want to do for Spain. I mean, usually I've just been doing my Instagram posts, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. That's a fine craft to do. However, Spain is very much known for cork production. Like they make a lot of cork. They export a lot of cork. And they were very much part of the European age of exploration. And so they had some very gifted cartographers working for them. So I decided I would take a cork board and kind of map it up a little bit. And so that's what I'm going to do today, if I can like wake up enough. I mean, I'm awake kind of, but I'm just hot and gross. Barkity bark, stop! Barky barkity! I don't have any stuffed puppies with me right now. But Barkity, hi Wyoming. Stacy's here, but she's in and out. And Barkity, and I guess Silly is here. Yeah, I was reminiscing about Shih Tzus the other day because that was the kind of dog that my aunt and uncle used to have. And I had a Shih Tzu named Mitzi. And the female was Mitzi, Panda, and I don't remember what the little one was called. Mitzi, Panda, and Don't know. Don't know. Anyway, let's get our 10 minutes of yuck done, and then we can have some fun. So let's see. Let's get the glasses out. So for those of you who had 5 minutes into the live stream on the glasses pool, I'm sure there's a betting pool about my glasses because everything revolves around me and my little trials and tribulations. Let's see what it is. Okay, it's 5 past. So we're going to do the 10 minutes of yuck until 15 minutes past the hour. And let's see. Oh no. I thought maybe I had the radio station already in my clipboard, but it wasn't. So let's see. Oh, summer of '69. Oh, Brian Adams. Why? So by now, yeah, we're sprinting actually until 16 minutes past the hour because they mess around. And okay. Okay, let's go. And I will see you in about 10 minutes. Okay, it's been 10 minutes of yuck. I got my craft stuff together. I'm kind of surrounded by objects at the moment, and I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of stressing me out. Oh, I forgot to get I forgot to get a stuffed dog. So, silly, barky, barkity, barkity, bark, bark. Sorry. Okay, so this is what I want to do for my craft. Again, because Spain, which was the country we finished with last week, is known for as a global producer of cork. I got a very lightweight and inexpensive cork board. And if I hold it in the correct position, it'll look like it's exactly as big as the screen. So I have this, and I was originally going to paint on it, but I decided to instead decoupage something onto it. And what I have is I have a map of the US and Canada, which I kind of cut into pieces. I might cut it into more pieces because I don't think it'll fit exactly. Anyway, I cannibalized an old, when I was in junior high, I went to a German gymnasium, a German like college prep type of secondary education facility, institute, whatever you want to call it. And I got these textbooks, and two of them I still have. One is a world atlas that was very up to date in 1982. And the other one is, or 1983, I guess it was 1982. And the other one was an historical world atlas, which didn't need to be up to date because it was about what political boundaries there were in the past. Anyway, so I cannibalized it for this project. So, and because it's just like an 8.5 by 11 book, or not quite 8.5, 11, not quite 8.5 by 11 is like the German equivalent. So there was like a seam down the middle of the big map of North America. So that's why Canada is already in two pieces. So we've got part of Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Ontario, Quebec, and the Maritimes and Hudson Bay, and little bits of what is now none of it, but was not at that time. And then over here on this piece of paper, I have the rest of Saskatchewan, Alberta, Northwest Territories, Yukon, and BC. I think there's probably, I tried to cut around it, but there might be a little piece of Alaska in there as well. And then lower, I've only done this in two pieces, again, because there was a big old, that was where it was bound in the middle. So I have basically, this piece is California, Washington, Oregon, and points east. It includes like New Mexico, Colorado, Wyoming, Montana, and then it picks up on the other side a little bit more of Colorado, and then going all the way over to the eastern seaboard. Somewhere I have Alaska and Hawaii. Yeah, here's Alaska and Hawaii. And then on the reverse of that, and as you can see, there's another smaller picture of the United States and another small one over here showing various climate zones and things like that. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some Mod Podge to attach it to the corkboard. And then as we go throughout the United States in our, for the month of July, as part of the armchair traveling that Bea is doing with members of her channel, I thought I would put pins in the various locations where people are reading books. Like if you read a book that's set in Michigan, I will put a pin on Michigan. If you read a book that's set in New Brunswick, I will put a pin over here on, if I can figure out where it is. Anyway, I just thought it would be fun to kind of keep track of where people are going and what they're reading. I mean, not going literally, but where they're going in their reading. So I just need to figure out how exactly I want to do this. Um, I may end up trimming up some of the top of Canada. Hello, Nicole's here. Hey, Nicole, long time. No see. Hello, I love it so. She says, I do too. I think because the thing is trying to fit this all. I mean, it doesn't, I can do it more like collage. I have all these little pieces and trying to fit them together in a way that is geographically appropriate may not be possible. So I might do something clever with that. I'll have to think about that. Anyway, so that's my craft. That's my craft for Spain. Because again, corks and maps. Cork and maps. And yeah, so that's what I'm doing. And I finally have all my stuff. I got my Mod Podge yesterday. And I managed to find some brushes that are too small and a brush that's too big. So that'll be fun. So yes, that is my craft that I am committing today. And let's see. Oh yeah. And I will talk about the book I'm going to read for Canada after the next sprint because I left it on the other side of the room. I have some books that I picked up at library sale in Old Saybrook and at the library nook here in town. I mean, at the book sale nook in the library here in town. So if people want to see those, we can do that now. Or if people want to have a half hour or 40-minute sprint or whatever, we can do that and then enjoy the books afterward. Do people have thoughts that they wish to share? Well, the air conditioner's had a chance to do its thing, so I'm a little less frazzled than I was earlier. Okay, Nicole says, let's see the books. She's like, I want to see the books and then like decide whether or not I want to stay after that. Okay, most of these are not romances. So I will start with the ones that are. And I have, it turns out these are books that are part of a series and some of them, yeah. This is Immortal Rising by Lindsay Sands, which is an Argenau novel. And I have a couple of other Argenau novels, which I haven't read yet. This is like, I don't know, number 34 or something. I don't think you need to read them in order. Shh. Don't tell Paige. Don't tell Terry. Don't tell Storm. That map idea is so cool. Thank you, Stacy. I think it'll be fun. And yeah, we'll just throw pins on there as we go along. And so, yeah, so this is like number 34 in the Argenau series. So I have that. Oops. Like I said, I've got a lot of stuff around me and it's kind of stressing me out a little. And then I have this one, Rapture by Jacqueline Frank. And as you can see from the sticker, at one time, somebody purchased this at a Dollar Tree. It turns out this is the second book in a series. I can't remember what the series. It's not The Fallen, I don't think. It is Shadow Dwellers. It's the second book in Shadow Dwellers series. So I got to keep an eye out for the first book. I think they're interconnected standalones, but I'm not entirely sure. Again, don't tell Terry or Abby Jean or Stormy or Paige or Megan. Don't tell Megan. Nicole says, I'm reading my first Lindsay Sands in October. She must be good with such a huge backlist, right? One hopes. I have a fair number of historicals by her as well, which I haven't read yet. Those are the ones where they have like, you know, the shirtless dude on the cover. And then when you open the step back, it's like a beautiful scene of a waterfall with no people in it. So it's like the discrete cover is on the step back. And what usually goes in the step back is on the front cover. So yes, so I do have some of her historicals as well. I haven't actually read anything by her yet. Anyway, and then I have the first two books in Inferno Rising by Abigail Owen, The Rogue King and The Blood King. I think this is book one and this is book two. And she has a new book out. I can't remember what it's called now, but I think it's the first of a new series or something. I checked it out from the library and I didn't read it, but that wasn't because I wasn't into it or whatever. I just knew I wasn't going to have time to get to it. So that was like, I didn't even start it. So it was not a DNF. It was just did not have time to start it. So, But so I got 4 books. These are all like 50 cents each from Russell Library and from their little sale. And I was very impressed that I managed to get the first 2 in a series, and the second of a series, and the 34th of a series. Okay, so that's what I got there. And pretty much everything else that I got, well, everything else I got from Old Saybrook, which is down on the shore. And it is a, I don't know that it's a whole lot of romance. So we'll see what we have here. Okay, we have Free Fall, a novel by Kristen Heitzman. I did not have my reading glasses with me. I really like that cover. This is a beautiful waterfall kind of a situation. I did not have my reading glasses with me, so I kind of squinted at the back, and it's like it's set in Hawaii. We got amnesia. This all sounds really good. It's also published by Bethany House, and Bethany House is it's a Christian publisher, but it's a very specific subset of Christianity. It's like evangelical Protestantism as practiced in the United States. And sometimes they're good and sometimes they're not. And it just kind of depends. So I might not have picked it up if I had realized that it was Bethany House, but because those are hit or miss, and usually miss because I don't share those religious beliefs. So they can get a little too, they become kind of more about the religion than about the story. But others I've read that weren't like that at all, that that I liked, and they were about the story and the religion too. But yeah, gorgeous cover, says Stacey Hoffman. Very nice. And let's see. So that one, yeah, I may still enjoy it. Who knows? The 7 or 8 Deaths of Stella Fortuna by Juliet Grams. So for Stella Fortuna, death has always been a part of life. Stella's childhood is full of strange, life-threatening incidents. And this is taking place in an Italian village. So let's see. This is like historical fiction, general fiction, not so much with the romance. It probably does have a romantic element. Wow. If my mom is watching, a lot of these books, like this one, for example, they might be stuff that you're interested in. So I'm probably going to shelve them downstairs so that you can look at them if you want to. Here's one I know my mom read and liked, and this lady at the bookstore at the book sale recommended it to me, and it's Pulitzer Prize winner, All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr. I have not yet read this. However, I have read this other book I got by him, Cloud Cuckoo Land, Anthony Doerr. I read this a couple of years back. I really, really liked it a lot. And I am not, and I have a chance to get my own copy. So I have that now. Those will get shelved downstairs, I'm pretty sure. The general fiction. Whew. I was doing better on the whole being too warm thing, but it is kind of coming back at me. I'm going to put my hair back here. See, if I were doing this as pre-recorded content, this bit would be edited out. Because it's live, you get to see all the behind the scenes stuff. Are you reading something for Canada? Just curious. Also, I love that you get to share books with your mom. It's beautiful to see. Yeah, our tastes don't always align, but sometimes they do. I do have my book for Canada, but I left it on the other side of the room. So I will bring it over here when after the next sprint. I'm staying with Harlequin Presents for Canada. I don't know. I might have to switch over to Candlelight Ecstasy Romance for the rest of North America, because most of the Harlequins that I have are from when they were mostly not publishing American writers. Like Canadian writers, yes, but they were starting to branch out into American writers in American settings as opposed to Canadian, Australian, New Zealand, et cetera, UK, a lot of UK. So, oh my gosh, it's an emoji, but I don't have my reading glasses, so I don't know which emoji it is. Okay, yeah. So that's why. Okay, and then let's see. I have this, which I believe is I think it's a thriller. It's called Sweet Little Lies by Kaz Freer. And let's see. Oh, it's British. Kat Kinsella is a detective constable with the Met. So so it is a story that links back to her troubled past. Okay. And Do Tell by Lindsay Lynch, which is about a woman who is trying to be an actor in the golden age of Hollywood, like I guess 20s, 30s. She doesn't make it, or she's starting to age out of the system. So she decides to become a gossip columnist instead. I'm guessing that this is kind of based, I mean, it's a fictional character, but that's kind of the story of Hedda Hopper. And so historical fiction, golden age of Hollywood historical fiction, like that. More for my Stephen King hardcover collection. This time it's Different Seasons, which is 4 novellas, and I think all but one have been made into successful motion pictures. Okay, so one of them is Rita Hayworth and the Shawshank Redemption, which of course was the basis for the Shawshank Redemption. Apt Pupil, which was adapted into a movie with Ian McKellen, and The Body, which was made as Stand By Me, and another one called The Breathing Method, which I don't think has been made into a movie, at least not yet. I like this cover because it's different seasons, and we have these different seasons. And let's see. Okay. Oh, and this one I've seen around, and I had a chance to buy a copy of it, and it is The Guncle by Stephen Rowley. And this is about a gay Uncle Patrick. He's an uncle, and he's gay. And he, I think, ends up being the guardian of his niece and nephew, and suddenly he's gone from being like an occasional fun uncle to actually having to be their parent, essentially. So it's about him figuring that out, and the kids figuring out how to live without their parents and so on. So, and I think there's a sequel called The Guncle Goes Somewhere, or The Guncle Does Something, or I don't know. Lisa's here. Hey everyone, sorry I'm late to the party. You are not late. We are early. Actually, it's pretty casual around here, so just we're happy to have you. The Guncle has been on my TBR forever, says Lisa. I think there's potential for a buddy read if you want. Of course, I'm so busy reading other stuff. Okay, let's see. What else do we have? The Book of Speculation by Erica Sawyer. It's a BuzzFeed Best Fiction Book of 2015. So that means quality. There's a lot on the. Okay, here we go. One day, a mysterious old book arrives on Simon Watson's doorstep on Long Island Sound. Filled with elaborate script, sketches, and whimsical flourishes, it tells of doomed lovers and generations of circus mermaids who have drowned, just like Simon's mother, on July 24th, which is just weeks away. So it's like speculative fiction. It says Long Island Sound. I don't know if it's on the Long Island Sound side or the Connecticut side. Maybe there's local interest. Maybe there's not quite so local interest, but I can always go down to the shore and just look across to Long Island while I read it. And I have a couple of large print books because I don't need to read large print, but sometimes I like to. This is, I think, a thriller. It is called Until It's Over by Nikki French, and it is about a London bicycle courier. And yeah, there's a murder. And we have also large print, The Queen's Secret. This is Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, the mother of the Queen who died a few years ago, the grandmother of the current king, and it's during the war. So I thought I had read this, but I haven't. So it is some business. I have no idea. She's apparently got a secret of some kind. And we have, let's see, The Guest Book by Sarah Blake. And it's a step back, but it's like just promotional text. So this is a family saga that illuminates the great divide, the gulf that separates the rich and poor, black and white, Protestant and Jew. So anyway, and it takes place off the coast of Maine. But I am committed to reading category romances for our regional travels. So, and then finally, this was quite the find. This is a new book. It just came out a few weeks ago, and it was there at the library sale for not a whole lot of money. Just a couple of bucks. I think it was like a dollar, maybe $2. It's trade paperback, and it's cozy mystery. I don't usually read cozy mysteries, but when I heard about this book, I was like, oh, this is like the one cozy mystery that I might actually read. And then I found it at the library sale, and that is Murder by Cheesecake, a Golden Girls mystery by Rachel Ekstrom Courage, and I've heard good things about it. And I like the Golden Girls, so I thought, oh, I have an opportunity to have my own copy. And I really like the whole aesthetic. It's got the tropical ferns, the cheesecake. It's all pink and green and very, very 80s. So anyway, those are the books I've picked up in the last week. And I don't know that there are any book sales this weekend because, of course, Friday is a national holiday. It's a federal holiday. It's Independence Day. And so I think that there probably won't be very many library sales unless I want to drive all the way up to New Brunswick or Ontario or Quebec, which I don't want to do. And so, yeah, those are the books. So if anybody wants more detail on any of these, let me know and I will share. And I think we're probably in a good position to go into a 30 or 40-minute sprint. Does anybody have a preference? Do you want the slightly longer? Or, I mean, 30 minutes is plenty long, but there's also 40 minutes, 45 minutes even. Oh, yeah, and the books I'm currently reading, I can talk about that. I might even read during the sprint. I don't know. Maybe I'll talk about that after we get back from the sprint. I'll talk about the books I'm currently reading, and I will talk about the one I'm reading for Canada Week. Either way is good with me, says Lisa. Nice. Okay, well, oh, somebody else is weighing in? I'd love a long sprint. Okay, well, let's see. It is almost 20 minutes to the hour. So why don't we go to 20 minutes past the hour, 40 minutes, unless that is just too long for some people. Anything is good with me. Okay, we'll go 40 minutes. So we're going to go to, let's see. This is sprinting until 0020. And there we go. Put that up there so if anybody wants to listen along. And I'm going to see about getting my craft project done, or at least do the first layer and then let it dry. See you in about 40 minutes. Okay, that was a nice long stretch. How's everybody doing? See, Nicole updated us saying, love it. I'm reading the Hunger Games today and prep for the next movie in November, rereading one book a month for a fun countdown. Nice. I still want to read Sunrise at the Reaping, Sunrise on the Reaping, Sunrise over, under, around, and down with the Reaping. I want to read that one because I always liked Haymitch. And then she said she was moving downstairs to read and she'd be back. Wyoming says somebody stopped by to buy some eggs. Missed your book haul, but caught up during the sprint. Nice, great haul. Stephen King and Golden Girls can't get any better. It's the 80s. They're back again. And I found a puppy. Barkity, barkity, bark, 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 bark. Her name is actually her name is Sally. So hi, silly, it's Sally. Barkity, bark, 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 bark. She almost sounded like a chicken there. Bark, 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 bark. I thought Sunrise on the Reaping was the best one. And yes, Haymitch makes the series. Yeah, I was like not all that interested in Cornelius Snow's backstory. It's like, he was trapped in circumstances and he made bad choices, but that's kind of what happens. Whereas I think Haymitch to me is just more interesting. There's another book I forgot to mention during the book haul that I acquired over this last few days. Barkity. She came from a library sale. It was a library bake and craft sale, and she was on the craft table. You can see she has a little heart. And she hangs out with a Raggedy Ann all the time. Anyway, another book that I have acquired in the last few days, and this was a giveaway I won a few weeks ago, or I guess the giveaway was a few weeks ago. It was on Bee's last live stream before she went on summer vacation. And that was from Jenny L. Spoor, the historical novel Heirs and Spares. And I opened this on the live stream on a Monday evening when I had Miss Jenny L. Spoor herself as a guest. It was a good time. I had fun. I think she did. I hope people watched it, did. And if you want to watch it back, you can do that. We talked about DNF. We did talk about the book a little bit. We also talked about DNFs. This is she has two versions of this. She has the closed bed curtains edition. That's the one that's like, it's a closed door version of the story. And then this is the betwixt the sheets edition, or betwixt the bed sheets, betwixt the sheets edition, which is like spicier. So I got that. She asked me when she told me I won the giveaway, she wanted to know which one did I want. And I asked for the spicier one. And I got it with a bookmark that says reads Royal Smut. And it has a tiara, just like me. And she said if it was the closed bed curtains edition, I think the bookmark says reads Royal Intrigue instead of smut, because it's not smutty. Yes, says Nicole. I can't wait to hear your thoughts on Heirs and Spares. Me neither, but I'm not sure when I'll have a chance to get to it because I've got some other books I need to read. I have this out from the library, speaking of Stephen King, Never Flinch. And I have this and Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry, which I haven't started yet. I'm a little over halfway through this one. I'm enjoying it so far. I really like Holly Gibney. And so does Stephen King. That's why he keeps writing about her. He's like, she was just supposed to be a supporting character in the End of Watch series. And then he's like, I liked her so much that I started writing stories that centered on her. I'm not complaining about that. And Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry, which I haven't started yet, but that is a library book. And it's like a special library book, like because it's a new book, I can't renew it. And I mean, I'm not going to be able to renew this one because other people will be waiting for it. The other one is like Lucky Day. You go in, if it's on the shelf, you grab it, and then you can't renew it at all, even if nobody's waiting for it. So so I want to start that one. So those are some library books I have that are due fairly soon. I watched the show back the following day. Yes, I believe that you and Silly left a very nice comment for me. Appreciate it. You got Never Flinch. I absolutely loved it. Yeah, I'm not necessarily like a mystery person, but Stephen King snuck Holly Gibney in on me, and again, not complaining. Let's see. My copy of King Enemy Husband arrives tomorrow. Nice. I read that as an e-arc, so that's why my my Instagram was like Photoshop those covers in. It just worked out that I had that the two books that I was reading for Harlequin that were released yesterday were both marriage of convenience stories, but very different. And not just because one was historical and one wasn't. But anyway, speaking of Harlequin, the arc I'm working on for Harlequin right now is it's not part of a series. It's Karina, which is like their imprint that's like for standalones. It's not like Harlequin Presents or Harlequin Intrigue or Love Inspired or whatever. And it's called Weaponized, and it is by Kelly Kilburn. And she's a new author. This is like her first published work. It's Weaponized, and it's a new adult college dark romance. And I really, really am enjoying it. I'm about a third of the way through, and it is really, really good. Really, really liking it. And it's coming out on Tuesday. And I believe that one's only available as an electronic book. I don't think that they're publishing it physically at this time. But I'm very impressed with it so far. Now, it is the start of a series, like just by that one author. And I can't remember what the series is called. Organized Heirs or something like that. Anyway, I'm really enjoying it so far. So yeah, very impressed with that debut. It is dark mafia romance because they're all like, she grew up with her father being the head of the Irish mob in New York, and he grew up with his father being the head of the Italian mob in, I don't know if it's New York or New Jersey, but it's in somewhere in the tri-state area. So yeah, and now they're in college. So I love Holly. Great read. Excellent. Yes, I'm liking it so far. I'm just, like I said, I'm a little over halfway through, and I've just gotten to the point where Kate learns that her lecture has been canceled. And she's not happy about it because Kate's not happy about a lot of things. I need a good dark mob book. Yeah, this isn't I'm enjoying it a lot. It comes out next Tuesday, and like I said, it's just available as an ebook. It's I think it's $4.99, something like that. So far, so good. Like I said, I'm a third of the way through, so I mean, it might end up letting me down, but I'm having a good time with it. And if you like the male main character is not as sexually experienced as the female main character. In fact, he's not very sexually experienced at all. So if you like that kind of dynamic, that will also be a little extra something for you. Okay, now Nicole was asking about my reading for the Armchair Traveler staycation thing that Bea is doing. Okay, I am still. Last time I was about a third of the way through A Man at La Valise, which I keep wanting to say is La Valise. So I think when I take its picture for Instagram, it will be with a suitcase. Anyway, I was a third of the way through it last time, and I'm still a third of the way through it. No, I set it down, didn't pick it up, not because I wasn't enjoying it, but because I wanted to get those Harlequin books read before the release date so that I could review them and post them on Instagram in conjunction with their release date, which was yesterday. And I also need to read this book because a lot of people are waiting for it. And so, I mean, these don't take very long to read. If it's just like I put it down and then I haven't had a chance to pick it up again. I definitely haven't read the Spain. Now, this is the France book. This is the Spain book. It's The Kisses and the Wine by Violet Winspear. This is by Mary Wibberley. Violet Winspear, the book I read for Greece, The Honey is Bitter, and the book I read for Italy, Forbidden Rapture, were both by Violet Winspear. This is the one I'm reading for Spain. See, he's got a boss car. I like that car he's got. And this is The Kisses and the Wine. And apparently she's in a sticky situation of some kind, like a sticky social situation. And he kind of like covers for her. And then when she's like, oh, can I do anything for you? He's like, yes, I need you to pretend to be my fiance. So fake dating, fake relationship. Love it. Now for Canada, I have this book, and this book I have been meaning to read for several weeks now, except that then the Ever After-a-thon, and then June kind of slipped past me, especially the last couple of weeks. And this was one that Sarah, the bookish knitter, discussed on her channel. She posted a short, I think it was like Harlequin of the Day or something like that. And it is a book that she was wondering about. And I don't think she's read it yet. I think she was not sure whether or not she wanted to read it. And I realized that I had a copy of it. So I grabbed it, and it actually takes place in the Queen Charlotte's, so BC, but not Lower Mainland. And it's called Storm, and it's by Vanessa Grant. And this is from 1986. 1985. And I'm going to go ahead and read the summary. It's not very long. Luke could free her from the past. Stranded by a fierce storm on an isolated island in the Queen Charlotte's, Laurie was besieged by painful memories of another storm that had ended in tragedy. Luke Lucas, redundantly named Luke Lucas, the hard-hitting pilot who landed them safely, offered her a gentle understanding that quickly turned into passion. With daylight, Laurie returned to reality and tried to live up to the commitment she'd made to her childhood sweetheart. But the night on the island with Luke had stirred doubts. Laurie longed for freedom, for life on her own terms, and for Luke. Well, Sarah was like, she is like a lot of people, she does not like to read about infidelity and cheating. And she's like, I don't know about this. It seems like it's probably kind of cheating adjacent. I don't know. And so I left a comment saying, I actually own a copy of this and I'll read it and report back. I have yet to do that, but I will. This will be my Canada book. One of them, because I might go back up to Canada, because since we have that as an option. But anyway, so that is what I'm reading for Canada. Storm by Vanessa Grant. So yeah, that's what that's all about. So I currently have in progress, carried over for a week now, Man from Lavalaise, and Never Flinch, and Weaponized by Kelly Kilburn. And yeah, so hang on. I have US and Canada mainland here, and well, some adjacent islands. And I have yet to attach Alaska and Hawaii. But even once I do, I'll still have a lot of space. And I was thinking I would get some pictures of various state and provincial flowers and put them around where there's blank space. So that's the plan. But I have some pictures on my hard drive, but I need to print them out so that I can attach them to the board at some point. And like I said, I am going to keep an eye on what people post for their books, and I will put pins on the map in the appropriate places as people post what they're reading. Somebody left a comment. There we go. That's a good idea, says Lisa. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I had to cut off some of the top of Canada to make it fit. So I think if somebody reads something that is set in the very far north of Ellesmere or Baffin Islands, I'm kind of sorry about that. Okay, so are we ready for another sprint? Like I said, I haven't glued these on. I already washed my brushes, and I'm kind of done with crafting for the day. I'm not a crafty person, so slow and steady is what wins my race. So shall we do another sprint? I think I'm probably going to get out my lap desk and relocate to the comfort and safety of the big bed. Unless people, yeah, let's do another sprint. I'll be heading off, says Lisa. I need to finish work and then go pick up my car. Ooh, I hope your car's fine now. Have a good sprint, everyone, Lisa says. Bye, Lisa. Drive safely once you can drive. And I hope your car is in good shape and it doesn't cost you the earth. So, do we want to do a half-hour sprint, or what are people thinking? Ready to sprint, says Nicole. Enough said. Okay, I think we can go for uh half an hour, 5 minutes past the hour. Rounding, yeah. Okay, sprinting until 00:05. So this is a half an hour, 5 past the hour. Yeah. And sounds good, says Wyoming. Thank you. Okay, I'm muting you guys, and I will see you in half an hour. Okay, it's 5 minutes past, so it's been another half an hour. I did some picking up around the place, put stuff away. As you can see, I am now coming to you from beautiful downtown my bed. And I read some more of Weaponized. Ah, it's really good, you guys. I'm really liking it. Yeah. So, how's everybody else doing? I know some of you are at work and probably can't answer that, so I'll just make up answers for you. I'm doing fine. The accounts are balanced. The papers are stapled. It's all going great. I have this little bear. Somewhere over here, I have a chicken. Yes, it's Sandra Boynton, and it is Emily Chickinson. Yeah, like Emily Dickinson, but she's a chicken. I also have Thomas Wolfe, like Thomas Wolfe, but he's a dog, but he's downstairs. Great, says Nicole. Whoops, skipped over her. Great, says Nicole. I'm off this week, so just soaking up as much reading as possible. Nice. I'm cooking dinner, says Wyoming. Ooh, what's for dinner? What's for dinner? We have our big meal of the day at lunch, and we had mac and cheese. Yeah, it was good. White cheddar and pepper, ground pepper. LOL, says Stacy Hoffman. The accounts are balanced, actually. How did you know? I have faith of the heart. Hippo birdie to you. Thanks, Gwen. My sister loves Hippo birdie to you, and she still uses it. And I have a stuffed hippo, and I have Emily Chickinson, and I have various lambs. So one year for my sister's birthday, I took a picture of them, and I had, the hippo, the birdie, and the two ewes. But Thornwick, Gwen, your avatar, isn't that a Boynton, Steffi? I didn't know you were here. I didn't know how appropriate that was, that I was waving around my my Boynton figurine, my Boynton dolly. Venison pot I could be at your house in like 2 hours. Venison pot roast. Oh my god, that sounds so good. Yep. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, I didn't realize you were here, so that was just a happy coincidence. Um, yeah, so yeah, Wyoming. I can be at your house in like 90 minutes, 2 hours, something like that. I'll just be coming over. Yeah. Let's see, venison pot roast with mushrooms. Gamey. So yeah. Okay. The thing is, Stacy, you said the accounts were balanced, but were the papers stapled together? Because, the accounts can be as balanced as you like, but it doesn't mean anything if the papers aren't stapled together. Although, I mean, it's all done on computer, but you've got to have some papers that you can staple together. I think tonight is leftovers at our place, but leftover what? I snuck in. You're still looking for ideas for book talk. Yes, lay it on me. If you have an idea, share it here. DM me on Discord if you're on Discord. Leave a comment below. Yes, I would love to have ideas. I mean, I have ideas of my own, but I would love to hear what other people have to suggest as well. Yes, mushrooms, says Wyoming. Let me see. How soon? Yeah, I can be there like 2 hours, something like that. A potluck of leftovers, says Nicole. Mac and cheese, BBQ roast pork, quesadillas is always an option, Greek salad and vegetable stir fry, veggie stew. There's lots of the fridge. Nice. No, My gosh, little tiara disruption there. There was some stapling involved, says Stacy. Just finished our quarterly payroll taxes. Nice. And the accounts balance, the papers are stapled. The overtime has been retroactively approved. Yeah. Stacy says, I'm doing either burgers or brats on the grill. That sounds nice. That sounds good too. Anyway, like I said, we had mac and cheese yesterday. What did we have yesterday? Oh, right. I got at Trader Joe's. I got some bulgogi beef. It's pretty good. We put it on some rice. And it's like this tray of meat, and there's so much meat on there. We like between the two of us, we ate like maybe half of it, probably not even that much. Nicole says we did burgers last night, and it was a delight. We had I got mushroom Swiss burgers at Aldi, and those are frozen. And what they do is they just incorporate the cheese and the mushrooms directly into the patty, so that you just have to slap it on a grill or whatever. And they also do bacon. That mushroom Swiss burger they don't have all the time. It was a special, but they usually have bacon cheeseburger, which is the other kind that I get. But when I have, yeah, it was really good. It was lovely. So mm, venison pot roast with mushrooms. Oh my gosh, that sounds good. Hmm. So, are people interested in another sprint, another half hour, or I can sprint, says Nicole. Okay. Okay, let's sure, says Stacy. Although she's balanced the accounts, I don't know what she still needs to do. Ah, well, there's always more papers you can staple together, more accounts you can balance. You can pre-balance some accounts. hmm It's predictive accounting. Okay, predictive bookkeeping. Silly says sprint. Sally says Barkety. Okay, so we're gonna round up a little bit so we can go until quarter to 5 my time. So we're sprinting. It's a little just like 32 minutes instead of 30 until 00:45. And I'm going to be reading, so I won't be listening to the radio, but I'll paste in the link anyway, just in case. I can't read and listen to the radio at the same time. It's just not. I've never been able to. Okay, I'm muting, and I'll see you in about half an hour. Okay, it's quarter till, and we had another half hour plus 2 minute sprint. And Kristen joined us. Hey, Kristen, nice to see you. I'm almost done with the book Less by Andrew Sean Greer. Hmm, I am not familiar, I don't think. Let's see, satirical novel. Oh, 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 and it won the 2018 Pulitzer Prize for Fiction, or Pulitzer. Um, I have to go, says Nicole. Have a wonderful rest of your day, friends. Thank you, but she's gone. And Gwen says, what are the best or worst euphemisms for women's lady bits? Are you asking this stream, or are you suggesting that this might be a topic for Book Talk with Sock? Because I think a whole discussion of various euphemisms might be a fun thing to do on Book Talk with Sock. That's a great idea. But if you want to talk about it now, we can do that. Oh, and Gwen says, two of the worst euphemisms I have heard recently, her love fountain. Oh, yeah, that's not good. Oh, no, no, no. In Hazardous to a Duke's Heart by Sabrina Jeffries and Honey House in Girl Anonymous by Christina Dodd. I think they're not, neither one of those are great. No, definitely not. I think Honey House is maybe a little bit better than her love fountain, but yeah, yeah, those are not awesome. Let me see. I don't know. Nothing is. I can't think of anything off the top of my head that is as bad as her love fountain or Honey House. No, just yeah. That's a no from me, dog. Yeah. I think maybe hmm. Yeah, I don't know because I'm just I'm so traumatized by what you've shared, and I'm happy to help you process your pain on this because it is painful. I just it's driven all rational thought from my head. Let me put it that way. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's not great. Anybody else want to weigh in because I'm buffaloed and that's not a euphemism. Me too, says Gwen. Yeah, that's traumatizing. Like I feel I feel really really yeah. I don't know that there are any good euphemisms. I mean, yeah. I think I am very much enjoying Weaponized by Kelly Kilburn, her first book, which is due out on next Tuesday, the 8th. College Dark Mafia. And I got an e-arc from Harlequin because it's a Karina. It's not Harlequin Intrigue or anything like that. It's just Karina. And I'm really enjoying it. However, well, really the euphemism was channel, which I think as euphemisms go, it's not so bad. Another topic, male romance authors. Nice. Yeah, that would be good. Anyway, yes, so channel. That was the one that I most recently saw. And like I said, I don't think that one's too bad. And it wasn't that she felt like she couldn't use earthier words because she has been using more explicit words. I think she's just like kind of trying to switch it up a little bit. And I respect that because she's not, nothing about a honey house. No love fountain there. Hmm. Yeah, I think with male romance authors, I'll have to do more research on that, and, yeah, that wouldn't be one I could do too soon. I know there is a, Harlequin Presents author. I don't know that he still writes for Harlequin Presents. Well, Mills and Boon because he's British, so and then republished in North America as Harlequin Presents. Called he wrote under the name Madeline Kerr, and I always liked Madeline Kerr. Before I knew that it was a pseudonym for a guy. And what I liked about his works, was that I thought his women were very good. I liked his female protagonists. They always seemed like very admirably practical and so on. And when I found out he was a dude, I was like, nice, nice, even better. Um, Thank you. I appreciate the idea, and like I said, that would be something probably for further on down the line because I'd have to do some more research, but it's research I'm happy to do. Just don't know when I'll get to it, but thank you. I appreciate that. I will work on it. Speaking of working on things, um, I am starting to get a little tired. It's been almost 3 hours. I don't know. I probably good for another sprint if people want to continue to have some company while they do the stuff. Um, or uh we can knock off for the day. I was earlier when I just before the stream started, like just after lunch, I was like yawning my way through lunch. So I had a quick espresso. That helped. Yeah, if people want to start collecting euphemisms, not just for lady bits, but for anything, um, I think if I discuss this in a live, I probably am not going to necessarily, I don't know. I'm going back and forth in my mind over whether or not I'd actually want to offer citations because it seems to me like maybe that's a little unfair. On the other hand, I don't necessarily want to name and shame on the other hand. People need to know what they're getting themselves into. Mm. If you want to take a rest, says Kristen. I think I do. I think this is probably it for the week, unless I have a live stream out of nowhere, which I have done in the past. Well, I did it once. And Gwen says nap time. I don't know if it's nap time or just like go to sleep for 12 hours time. I would not be opposed to sleeping for 10 or 12 hours. It'd be a good conversation for Sock after dark. You're so right. But I also think it's like more like conversational. So maybe I could have a live stream after dark. Anyway, so yeah. Live stream after dark. I mean, that's hard to do because of time zones, though. Hmm. And also because I tend to fall asleep early, like right now. I'll noodle that around in my head and see what I can figure out. Um, okay, so let's wrap it up, I guess, for the week. I don't think there's going to be a haul next week because I don't think anybody's holding library sales on a what for many people is a 3-day weekend, and so Plus, I'm kind of slowing down on my book purchases because I have more than enough stuff. And I don't need to keep buying things just because it's 50 cents. I'll take a chance. It's $1. I'll take a chance. Yeah, I got, maybe I should read some of this stuff. I don't know. That's for the sprint, says Kristen. What is? I'm confused. Anyway, I'm not processing language very well anymore. So, yeah. Thanks, says Kristen. Thank you for joining. Um, thank you everybody who joined or is watching it back later. Um, yeah, it's been almost 3 hours, so that's a pretty good run. I will see you next week. Oh, whoops. I for some reason sometimes good night sock. Barkity, barkity, barkity. Um, Monday night is not book talk with Suck because we just did that a couple of nights ago. So yeah, I'll see you again on Wednesday. And I don't know if there are any live streams anybody else is doing that I might or might not see you there. So thank you again for joining, and I hope you have a good day or night.